Looking at this acquisition, 1.2 million rand is what you're planning to spend going forward, and one would only have to just take a look around to see what's happening from a competition perspective. We know that there are many brands out there, many loved brands out there, such as KFC, Nando's, we've got Galitos, Barcelos, and so forth. Tell us about the strategy behind this acquisition, because we know that you've been looking for a chicken offering for around a decade now.
Yeah, it has been a long and robust search. It's taken us a couple of years, as you say. I mean, there really are two fundamentally huge trade channels with regard to chicken in the QSR category. The one is deep fried, as you've mentioned, the other one being flame grilled. Our view is that the long-term potential for growth is certainly going to come out of flame grilled. And so that's a category that we've been trying to explore for a while. We've looked at a number of opportunities that exist out there right now, but none of them really met our expectations in terms of being able to take a brand and develop into a strong challenger brand for the number one brand. So, yeah, that's why we've settled on Giramundo.
Well, Giramundo, I mean, as you said, looking going forward, given the fact that it doesn't really have a great footing in Johannesburg and in South Africa per se, purely because it's basically based in Alexandra, in Tembisa, and Soweto at this point in time, and in Bramley as well. Where do you see this brand going from here onwards? Because, these other competitors have been around for a very long time and have worked really hard to try and get their name out there. I mean, in terms of gaining market share, surely you must have some kind of strategy in place.
Yes, we do. I mean, I think our initial reaction is to make sure that the product delivers in terms of the consumer expectations with regard to taste. That's a fundamental hurdle you need to get over in the chicken category. There's no doubt in our minds that this particular product from a taste point of view is very compelling. What we're busy doing right now, in fact that process is underway already, is looking at how we're going to repackage and reinvent this particular brand in terms of its look and its feel, and modernize it and make it contemporary South African. And then there's nothing to suggest that this particular product over time can become a brand that is has visibility and presence across the length and breadth of South Africa.
Well, how do you plan to secure your market share going forward, Kevin? Tell us about your targets in terms of market share in South Africa.
Well, unfortunately, in our particular business industry, people don't exchange numbers in terms of getting to market shares like they do in FMCG, where AC Nielsen report market shares. But I mean, we would really want to be able to measure ourselves in terms of our ability to open up new restaurants. And, one of the nice things about this particular brand is that right now I have a franchise network which consists of about 1,500 South African franchisees. Probably a great slice of them have for a long time wanted to get into the mainstream chicken category and have not been able to do so by virtue of the other brands that have been out there. So what we have in our favor, if you want to put it that way, is that we have a number of existing franchise partners that I think are going to happily embrace this product and help us to roll the product out going forward.
So just tell us a little bit more about the 1,500 stores currently that you have, the franchisees that you have at this point in time. Are you basically going to be, rolling it out within those franchises? In other words, when you do go to one of your existing stores, there's going to be a chicken offering, or are you just going to be looking for new customers as well?
We certainly will be looking for new pieces of real estate, because ideally what you want to do is grow the brand on the basis of standalone restaurants. But I think that there's obviously an opportunity as well where a particular franchise partner of ours might be sitting with spare retail space in terms of floor space that's being underutilized. And what we can do is double up the brand offering within that same piece of real estate, and that even makes it more attractive to the franchisee in terms of cost of entry.
Well, in terms of where to from here, because as I mentioned, you are based only in Bramley and Alexandra, Tembisa and Soweto. Where to from here?
Well, we have two sites that have been waiting for us to announce this transaction. The one is in Nelspruit that has been secured, and the other one is in Kokstad. Both those two sites will be up and running by the 1st of November. And between now and November, we're spending the greatest deal of our time, as I say, making sure that the brand is modernized and contemporary, and tightening up on the menu offering to make sure that when we do rapidly go to market, is that it's able to have broad acceptance across the whole of the consumer profile in South Africa.
Kevin, in terms of the massive, big differentiating factor that is going to lure in those consumers, lure in the possible franchisees as well, to go for your brand as opposed to the other loved, well-known brands, chicken brands in South Africa. I mean, you were alluding to taste, and you're also saying that grilled flame chicken is, fast-moving in terms of growth. How are you going to balance this out? I mean, at the end of the day, when people do embark on business, they want to make sure that they go for the one that is going to definitely lure in the most demand.
Yeah, I think that in terms of the peri flame grilled chicken category, I think that there's enough space there for us to grow this brand by virtue of the fact that we just go back to the simple old basics of making sure that the product's available, accessible, and it's affordable. And we'll make sure that that happens by virtue of the fact that we ramp up our numerical distribution so that the product is out there at the end of the consumer's elbow when they're looking for a flame grilled peri chicken offering. And of course, one of the things that we're going to do is to make sure that we package and communicate in a way that hopefully will lure consumers to it over time.